Hello, I'm very happy to share with you some of the things that changed the life of so many people when it is about job preparation, job searching. When people want to do a career change, there are some techniques that they can apply that they are proven that are working. I tried them so many times on my own skin and at the same time with the people that I'm working in my career coaching programs. My name is Adrian. I'm a coach, trainer, and public speaker with the John Maxwell team. And I chose to go on this area of career coaching as well because around 60 to 70% of the people who are coming to me for coaching, they are people who want to change their career, they want to go higher, uh, they want to do some changes in their life which is related to career. So that's why I started to do a lot of courses on this and combining the life coaching skills that I developed in time and the life coaching techniques that I'm applying with the people in our sessions. Uh, I put also a lot of other things from experts that they are experts in career change. So what I will share with you for the next 1 hour, there are steps that if you will take them, I guarantee you that you will have more chances on getting a really nice, uh, arriving to a really nice interview and after this getting a really nice job. And the first question that I always receive from people, it is about the CV, how a good CV it is looking like. And here, when it is about, I always like to give examples. I want to give examples for everything that I will talk about. So like this, we can see some things from the real life. When it is about CVs, one of the biggest mistakes that people do it is starting from what they know instead of starting from what the hiring manager needs. Okay. I am giving an example of Maria Gonzalez. It is a nice name that I put on the nice photo. Now, this is a real CV, but I changed some things. I changed like I put example group and so on, different other things. So you will not see exactly who is the person that is having this CV. But what is the idea behind this CV? This person told me, I want to find a job in the marketing area. And I said, okay, let's see exactly what are the jobs where you want to apply. And this is the most important thing. You always start from where you want to apply instead of who is me, who is Adrian, who is Maria Gonzalez. Adrian or Maria Gonzalez will always be the person that the hiring manager needs. So we took 5 jobs and I asked her, what are your 5 dream jobs? And she told me this. She sent me the links. I took the job description for each link and then I put them on a Word page. One, job 2, job 3, job 4, job 5. And then I started to highlight things. And I saw that that person, like 4 of the 5 jobs, they are jobs which were acting on a regional level. After this, I saw that that person needs to be involved in some analytical things, needs to be in sales to make some forecast. Then I saw that that person needs to have relationships with different other departments. Then we saw that that person it needs to be someone results driven. So everything that we found, we highlighted that. And if I found something in one job and then I found in another one and another one, then I started to see how many times this thing appears. So I put it in different words and exactly the words that they used. We did not make copy paste, but it is the idea of starting from the jobs where you are applying and identifying the things that they need so you can put them in your CV. So if they need someone who is having regional experience, what you will do? You will share something like you are responsible for UAE, Bahrain, Qatar, and so many other countries. And like these people will understand from the beginning that you are a person who is handling everything on a regional level. Then, when you work with different other departments, they need someone that will be a collaborative person. That person will be will share that she's maintaining internal relationship with this department, this department, this department. So it is about answering through your CV to the needs of the hiring manager. Now, one of the most important thing is the fact that HR will take around 6 to 7 seconds until they will decide if they want to continue to read the CV or not. And what they do, they will go on the top and they will be very happy if they will see your name clear. So you see, her name is Maria Gonzalez, and then they want to know what you do right now, or what is the position that you have in which field, because they want to have the things clear. So you can see that she's a marketing executive business planner. And after this, if you go down, the next thing that they do, they want to see where you are working right now. And they will see what kind of position and the company and the time that you are staying. Then they go to the next position. And also they want to see the time, how much time you spent in that company. And then they come back from bottom back to top to see if you have any kind of progression. After this, they will take the decision in their mind if they want to continue your CV or not. So it is very, very important to have these things. Your name, the title of what you do exactly on the top, a nice photo is also something beautiful, a professional one, as professional as possible. Then the position that you have right now with the name of the company and the period, the position that you had with before with the name of the company and the period in bold. Okay, so it will be something obvious, something clear. Okay, so this is the first thing. After this, if they took the decision, yes, we want to start to read, what they will go. In the summary, you can see something very simple. I mean, like this person, it's a creative and passionate person with 4 years experience in marketing, operations, and communication. So they will not stay to read everything, but the 4 years experience in marketing, operations, and communication is something obvious that they will see. And like this, they can have a clear understanding. Okay, this person, it is on the somewhere, in the middle management level or something like this, or they will have some idea about how many years experience you have. You see that her contact details also are very clear here, so it is very easy to spot them. And after this, when you go down, what are the things that you will see? There are some people that they will do copy paste for the job description they have today. But the hiring manager is saying something like, I would love to believe you for what you said that you know how to do. But unfortunately, I don't have the time to come one day and to spend a day with you in trade, and to see exactly what you do every single day. So for me, what will be very interesting to know if you are an achiever or not. That's why it is very important to have some achievements. So you can see in Maria's CV, you can see numbers. You can see increases in percentages. You can see decreases. You can see that she organized different things. Okay. So it is obvious because once you go down in the middle, you'll see all these kind of things and you will be like, ah, wow. She organized the International Women's Day event together with these departments in 2018 that has its main goal to promote computer science education among women. Guest speakers from HR, finance, technical departments inspire 38 girls of 15 and 16-year-old. So you see, it is something measurable, then you'll see some other things. She implemented some things. She had some collaborations that led to an increase of 15% in revenue in Q1 and Q2 in 2016. So you see different things that makes her obvious that she's an achiever. And now what is essential here? When you put all these kind of things, always put them based on the needs that you see in the job description. You see someone, it is a job description where they're looking for someone who should be very strategic. Talk about one of your strategies. Tell how you named that strategy and what were the results. And what it is very important here, when you talk about numbers and achievements, you can start, and this is an equation. You can start like this. And I will give you an example exactly from here. Okay? So, if we go here on the second page, you will see that increased footfall by 45% in Ocean Basket restaurants in Q3 2015 by organizing all-you-can-eat campaign on Fridays. Then, if you go to the next one, created New Year event in 2014 for Emporio Armani and Almaz by Momo, in partnership with Arej, that led to an increase of 13% in sales versus 2013 New Year event. So what it is very important, when you give examples of achievements, you can start by saying what you did. I created something, I implemented something, I planned something, I did something. That led to an increase or decrease of something versus a previous quarter or a previous year or something that you can compare against. Okay? This is one thing. So this is the first part of the equation. Then if you reverse it, you can go on the other side and you can say something like increased with 40% something, or negotiated a reduced cost or increased something, okay, by doing this and this. So you talk about an increase that you had, let's say, of I don't know how many percent versus last year or versus previous quarter, that came from doing this and this. Okay? So you have two options. One, you say what you did that led to something which is higher or lower compared with something from before, or you say the result from the beginning versus what it was before that came a result from an action that you took. Okay? So this is something very important to have in the CV. So these are some elements that are making a CV very strong. Now, maybe you did so many things in your life and you are fantastic. You have 20 years experience. You don't need to go more than 2 pages in your CV. I have someone 15 years experience and he's having a fantastic position. He's going for a CEO interview next week. But his CV is 2 pages and the description is on the first page for the things that he's doing today, and then the rest of the things he's just saying the title and just 2 points. What was his responsibility, how many countries he was coordinating, and what was his main thing that he was doing when he had that job. That's it, simple. And he's going for a CEO. So you don't need to stay and to do a 6 pages CV. No, in 2 pages, it is more than enough. Then when you see, I mean, like for Maria, when you go on the other work experience, she had an internship. So we just put the titles, we put the dates, we put the company, the location, and that's it. Then you go to the part with the education. And in the education also it is something very simple. You see the languages, you see the technical skills, and then you have the skills and competencies, which this time we chose to put them exactly at the top because they are relevant for the job where she is applying. Okay? So these are some essential elements that make a CV to be a very strong one. You see, we have bullet points. It is something easy to read. It is very simple and it makes sense. So I talked to a lot of HRs. I talked to people, you know, from vice president, head of HR for a huge group here in Middle East to HR who are hiring directly people, you know, and they will receive your CV. And I asked them feedbacks on all this kind of CV. And they told me that this is a type of CV that they like, something very simple and easy to read, that it will be focused on the needs that they have, how the CV will answer to the needs that they have, and how they will see that that person is an achiever. Okay, so this is one part. Then there are some keywords that you should have in your CV. So think at what are the 10 keywords or 20 keywords that they should be in your CV, because HR people, they have also search engines. So sometimes they have 1000 CVs. They want to see who is having this kind of characteristics, competencies. And they will search some names and something will appear. Okay. So make sure that you have some of the key words that people can find in your CV. Okay, so these are some of the things that are about CV. I hope this makes sense for you, and I hope this is helping you. Now I will go to the next thing that you can attach when you apply for a job, and that one, it is the cover letter. In the cover letter, you see the same, the name, the position, you see to which group, because this is very important. People will see the date and they will see the group where you are applying, and like this you can type the name of the group every time, and then you will go with something. You see, is dear hiring manager, I hope you are well. I would like to share some highlights about my skills and experience in marketing, operations and communication to support my interest in the role of, and you put the role that is currently available, you know, you currently have available. Why? Because the person that will read your cover letter will understand that this person took time to help to create a cover letter for us. Like, it is obvious that you'll use this cover letter for a lot of other jobs, but at least he or she took the time to change some things. Okay, then what you will say, you will say some small things about you. I'm like, you don't need to make a 3 pages cover letter. You say something about your experience. You see, with more than 4 years experience in the field of marketing, where I have had the chance to organizing events, planning marketing campaigns, initiating partnerships, and collaborating with different stakeholders, focusing strongly on the attainment of the goals of the organization. So you share some things about the main areas where you are good and about how many years of experience you have. Then she's sharing something that she's proud of, having had the opportunity of working. And I put, for example, group 1 and example group 2, you know, you said the name of the companies, and being part of various internships starting in an early stage of my career helped me to have the deep understanding of business requirements of a local and international market. So like this, you are talking, she's proud because she was part of that two big groups, and she did some various internships, and that she started that from an early age. And then she's saying something, my experience had enabled me to work effectively with people from diverse fields of expertise as well as different culture backgrounds, and I'm confident that if I'm given the chance, I can deliver outstanding results in your organization. Thank you, and looking forward to hearing from you about the next steps. And you give your details very clear on the bottom side. So there are some things that they are relevant for the job where she's applying. We created this CV and this cover letter on a Thursday, and next week on Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't remember exactly, she already received a call and she was called for an interview. So I know that these kind of things works, and I test them on my skin because I apply for so many things and I so many times I did again and again and again, and I asked feedback all the time from so many people that I started to learn how to do. And after this, I help, like after I helped more than 30 people to create their CVs, from doctors, from cabin crews, from people who work in fashion retail, to people who work IT, um, people who work in finance, banking and finance. What other things? Like you see a marketing exam here. There are so many areas where I help people to create their CVs, but the principles are the same. What you do, make it relevant for the company where you are applying. If you have, is not about how smart you are, and it is about how you are answering to the needs of the person that will hire you. Okay? If you have, let's say, you are applying for two different jobs, for two different fields, you can do two CVs. I encourage you to do two CVs. I encourage you to do two cover letters. Like this, you take them separate, and then you start to apply. Okay? And once you have all this done, then what you do? It is the LinkedIn profile. In the LinkedIn profile, you'll go back to your CV, and you go and you have a nice photo on your profile. On your summary, it can be exactly the summary statement that you have it on top. When it is about your skills, you can have exactly the skills that you have them on your CV. And after this, for the responsibilities that you have in each job, you can make copy paste for what you put on your CV. Okay? So this is about creating a CV, a cover letter, and a LinkedIn profile. Now, the next thing that I will share with you are the next steps that it will help you on your preparation for going for an interview. Because you created all these kind of things and then you start to apply. And when you start apply, one of my recommendations is always apply for jobs that you want to get, but also apply for jobs that you don't want. Why? Because the jobs that you don't want, if you arrive to some interviews there, they will increase the chances of succeeding for the jobs that you want when you will arrive to that interview. It will be a preparation time for you. You will experiment some things. You will see how it is to have the experience of being interviewed. And then when the phone will ring and it is the job that you want, you will go there and you'll be more confident. Now, a lot of people do also something which is not the most productive thing. They start to apply and they stay the first day until 3 o'clock in the morning, and they are dead. After this, next day, they wake up and they are so tired and they say, okay, I will apply the day after tomorrow again. After this, they apply for another 3 jobs and then they forget for a few days, and then in the weekend they apply for another 30 and then they leave it like that. Me, I have a rule in my life. That rule is called the rule of 5. And rule of 5 is saying like this. One guy was living in a forest, and behind his house he had a big tree. And every single day he was taking one axe and he was going outside and he was treating the tree 5 times. After this, he was coming home, relaxing with his wife, with his family. After this, next day, he was taking the axe, he was going outside and he was hitting the tree 5 times again. He was doing this every single day. Now I am asking you, what you believe it happened with a tree at one point? Exactly, it fell down. Why? Because he was consistent in what he was doing. Just think of the people who put New Year resolution and they said, okay, now I will go to gym and I will do so many things. And like if you go in January to gym, the gym is full, is packed. If you go at the end of February, beginning of March, the gym is half empty. Why? Because people are not consistent. And here is something very important. When we start to apply for jobs, we need to be consistent and at the same time we need to be organized. For me, when I was applying for different jobs, I had a folder with notes in my phone or an Excel file or people do different systems. And I was typing down all the jobs I was applying. So I was applying, say, for this position. Where I applied? On LinkedIn? Yes. I applied with cover letter and CV, or it was LinkedIn easy. So I was putting where I applied for this position. Good. On the website of the company. Perfect. After this, I applied also on LinkedIn, and then I connected on LinkedIn with someone from HR, and I sent a message to this person. Then uh, uh, I sent email to someone from HR or to the person, because on LinkedIn you can see the person who is posting the job. Not all the time, but sometimes you can person who posted the job at the HR of the company. So like this, you can connect with that person and send him or her a message. Or one thing that I always recommend, where you are in a big hurry for the job search, upgrade also your profile to premium for 1 month. You have it for free. And like this, you can connect easier with people. You have 15 emails, if I'm not wrong, or something like this, for a month. And you will be able to connect with people to see who is posting the jobs and to get in contact with others. So then when you receive a phone call one day, you will be able to know who called you and for what position you applied. You will be able to know if you give them also your cover letter or just your CV and a lot of other details, because sometimes you might have a call and you don't know exactly from where that call is coming. So instead of applying for 50 jobs in mind, I always recommend people apply for 10, but make it right. Because if after 3 months I will ask you, what are the jobs that you applied until now and what else have you done in the meantime for that dream job where you applied? You might not remember and you will be like, I don't know, I have to check because I don't know exactly what else I've done. But for me, it's simple. I apply for this job, okay. I apply on LinkedIn, I applied on their website, I connect with these 5 people from their company. 3 of them, they responded to me after a few days, so I sent message to this one and this one, they did not responded, okay. Then I did also this and this and I connected with this person. So like this, you have a history and you know exactly how to go back and you'll understand what happened there. And you'll know where you are on your road to success, on your road to achieving your dream job. Okay? So this is the part of organization. Now, when it is about getting in contact with people, there are different things that you can do. I mean, like you can apply on websites. Personally, I got all my jobs and really nice jobs, amazing positions, all of them on websites without having any kind of recommendation inside that company. So I believe that these kind of things are possible because I've been there. You know, I'm like I got 3 jobs, amazing jobs, well paid, and in nice countries. You know, just by applying online. And I went there for the interviews. So this is possible. Then it is an amazing question that you can ask for the people around. Do you know someone I should know? I'm looking for a job in this area. Do you know someone I should know? This is a question that I learned from John Maxwell. And I believe this is one of the most powerful questions that we can ask, because so many times we are sitting with someone next to us, but we have no idea that that person is a person that can know someone that can help us. Okay. Then another way, and I have someone who was hired and he got like his basic salaries, he doubled and a half his basic salary after he'd been through exactly the steps that I gave you until now, and I will share with you uh, during this session. And unfortunately, he did not pass the probation period, and for some stupid reason. So he more than doubled his salary, plus he got commissions. So he tripled and a half his salary. And after that, before starting to work with me, he applied for 6 months to hundreds or maybe thousands of jobs. Nothing happened. After this, he started to apply this process. So it's not about the changes that are happening because of me. No, it is because of a process that I learned that I'm sharing with you right now. And because of the action that he took. So he started to take massive action and he worked very organized in everything. And he had interviews with 4 companies. He got 2 offers letter. He got that job. Everything was okay, but unfortunately, he did not pass the probation period. And desperate, he started to apply for other jobs. And at the same time, this time he did something different. He picked up the phone and he started to, on LinkedIn, with some people you can connect and you will see that they have their phone number. And he said, I applied so many times and the HRs never called me. So what I've done, I started to talk directly with the people that would call me for the final interview. Area managers, division managers, even a CEO. He called the CEO after he sent a so inspirational message, where he was talking about how big appreciation he's having for the growth of his company and for what happened in the last period in that company and for the values that they have. And he shared with him the fact that he would like to be part of the dream team that will take that company to the next level. And he told him that he's in a transition in his period and he will be very happy if the CEO will give him half an hour to answer him to 5 questions. And he put the questions, and then the CEO gave him his contact details. He called that person. Guess what? Next day, he received a phone call from the HR. He was for the interview. He got an offer letter, but he did not got that job because he got even a better one, where the salary, the double and a half that he received it the time after he changed the job, after he'd been through all this career coaching process, he got that one plus commission. So now he's in the different company. He's starting there. He got that amazing salary plus commission, and this company is working is even better than the other one. But what happened in these 3 weeks of searching, he had interviews with 5 companies. By applying these principles, by creating a CV like this, a cover letter like this, a LinkedIn profile like this, and by getting in contact with people, being very confident in who is he, his preparation. And I will tell you right now also the things that he prepared, the way of how he prepared for the face-to-face discussion. Okay? So I hope this makes sense for you until now, because there are some things that some people they don't make them. There are some things that some people missed. They are missing, and when it is about CD, you have 6-7 seconds to make an impression. But if you go through these steps, your CV will catch the attention. Then There are some people that they just apply online and they said, I apply online so many times, thousands of times. And what else you did? I applied again, online again. Einstein was saying, the theory of insanity, it is doing the same thing over and again, expecting for different results. So if you try that thing and it's not working, why are you continuing to do the same thing over and over again, expecting something about to happen? Try something else. And this is what my friend Ibrahim did. He started to try so many other things that they were outside of the box, and he did it. He succeeded. But let's say you managed to do this kind of things and you land for an interview. What are you going to do when you will be in the interview? So the way of how I am working with people is like this. I help them with their CV, their cover letter, with their LinkedIn profile. I guide them on doing this, and they are doing this. But after this, the next step, when they start to apply, because sometimes they will not receive a phone call on the second day, they will start to prepare themselves. And when they will start to prepare themselves, they will start to do some things. And here we talk about, and I'll give you all the tools that you need. I'm completely open with you. People, for me, in the beginning, when I was doing this, $1,200, it was my fee for 6 sessions where I was helping people with their career coaching, and I was helping them also with their CV, cover letter, LinkedIn profile. I have so many files. I have around 50 files, and I will share some of them with you right now. And after this, I will put a transfer link that you can click and you can download all that files. It was about 2 months on hard work. And now I want to do all these kind of things for free. Why? Because I know how important it is to be in a very important period of your life where you don't know exactly what to do and you are looking for a job and you hope that someone will help you, or you hope at least to understand what is wrong and why you don't receive that call. And I've been there with $3 in my pocket to live for a month, and until the next salary was coming, and I wanted to do something better, and I wanted to move to a different country. I've been there. I feel you. I know how it is. So now I want to do all these kind of things. I said, why not to help people? Because this is my purpose in life. My purpose in life is to bring clarity for the people around, to help them to achieve their goals and to help them to have a better life. I am a blessed person, God blessed me with a lot of things more than I was expecting, and I want to be able to do something nice for others, to add value to the community. So one of the best things that I found, you have 2 apps where you can do a lot of courses, where you can learn a lot of things. One of them is called Udemy, and the other one is called Skillshare. And on Udemy, you can do some courses. And the best course that I've done on how to make to prepare for interviews, it is one course, and it is, I believe, something like $11 or something like this. Me, when I bought it with 20, something like 2 years ago, but now it's like $10, and it is called Win Any Job Interview: Top Strategies for Job Interviews. Jimmy Narayan is this guy. He's absolutely fantastic. He's magic. It is a 3.5 hours course that you can do video. He's giving you also a lot of materials there, and he will guide you step by step on how you can prepare for the job interview. Then the second one is one on Skillshare. And on Skillshare, what you can do, you can do a annual subscription, which is around $100, and you have unlimited access to any type of courses. They give you certificates. If you want to learn about marketing, you can learn about marketing. If you want to learn about customer service, you have customer service courses and so on, so many things. But if you want just to do something for a month for free, you can enroll 1 month for free. You don't have to pay anything. And you go there and just search for this course. Ace Your Job Interview is by T.G. Walker. It is a 44 minutes course. Magical. Then, if you want to learn some other things also about communication, public speaking, and other things, if you search for T.J. Walker, you will find a lot of things that will help you to develop. And then on Skillshare, and then if you go back to Udemy, all the courses of Jimmy Narayan, I highly recommend them. I don't know this guy. I know that he's a guy from Italy, but I've been through them. Like this one is double your productivity and get important things done. Fantastic course. Another one, double your confidence and self-esteem. Complete blueprint. And there are many others. You know, I share this. I share my courses with some other people that are working with me. You know, and I give them access to part of my material. So they are doing you know, different courses because I recommend them to them and I tell them, guys, just go there. I mean, like you pay $10, you enroll in this one, and you learn something amazing. So this is one thing. You will discover many things there. Then, what else can you do? The second thing that I ask people exactly before they will start to go to interviews, I have 5 activities. And the first activity is the one, and you will find this file in the link of transfer that I will make for you available for free. You can go there and you can put details like what is the job title that you had, the employer, and the day. This is a very simple file. It's the most easiest thing to do, just to help you to clarify where you worked before and what have you done there. Okay. Then the second activity, which is essential, it is to record your accomplishments. And this, it is something that you can do even without starting to create your CV, because here you and I recommend this, you know, I recommend to go through all these files, you know, to these 4 files before you start to create your CV, because you'll discover some things about you, and then it will be very easy for you when you create your CV to make it easy. You go here and you have accomplishments in the workplace, and you can say, okay, let's just 10 accomplishments, 10 things that I am very proud of, and you write it down. Accomplishment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm thinking, what is the level of interest for this accomplishment? I know how to play piano, and I'm applying for a finance something. How relevant it is? 0, 1. But I'm a CFA graduated. How relevant it is? 5. So you see, you actually, this is from workplace. I need to give you a different example. I achieved something, a very big increase in my previous company, and the percentage of that thing went through the roof. So that one, it is something very important and relevant. So you always give some examples from the workplace that you had before, or from some internships or things like this. And you always make sure that you put some things that are very interesting for the hiring manager. Then activity 3, it is the one where you record your home, school, or community achievements. So here is the part where, let's say you have some studies like the CFA. It is an amazing thing that you can do when working with numbers and things like this, that would be something relevant. Or if you go to apply for a marketing position, you have a marketing course that you took on Coursera or on Udemy or on Skillshare. That one is something relevant. Or you've been to a special university and you got some special awards there. These are things that you'll be very interested, the guys that will hire you. Now, on fourth activity, you have identify your competencies. So now, this is something very important, and I believe this is one of the most important things that you can do from all the preparation. Because, you know, I'm like, you are face to face with someone in the interview, and you talk to that person, and that person will ask you some questions, and you will start to talk, and then that person, what will do? You will something, and you will see that that person will write one word somewhere. And I always ask myself, what they are writing? I'm like, they write one word, two words, you know, once in a while. They are writing your competencies. And when it is about competencies, the competencies that people look the most, when it is about the top 5, the first competency that people are looking for, it is communication skills. Your ability to communicate effectively. The second one, it is evolutionary skills. Your ability to evolve together with the things around. The third one, it is self-motivation. They don't want to find someone that they need to push. The fourth one is teamwork. And the fifth one is the technical skills. So the things that people are hiring you for, actually they are on the top 5, number 5. Some other things are more important. Some other competencies. So for you think at all the accomplishments. So let's say you from 20 that you put on there, you will make a selection of 10, 12, 15, doesn't matter. It is up to you. And you think, this is my accomplishment. I increased this thing there. Perfect. What are the competencies that this thing is showing me? What the hiring manager will see in me, what kind of competencies will see? Okay, they will see this. Perfect. Now, we'll come back here. Now I will show you what kind of competencies you can find. So like this, you can have a clear idea about what means to identify your competencies. And then we'll come back to the file that I showed you, the activity number 4. So another file that you will find in the files that I'll share with you, it is the core CD core competencies. And here you will have them by clusters. Competencies dealing with people. Let's say you will see these competencies, all of them, they are super cool and they're really nice, and you'll find so many things that you can find yourself in, but it's not about where you find yourself, and it is about the hiring manager, the job that is posted online, how you are applying, how you are answering through your competencies to that job, what kind of competencies they're looking for. So let's say if they are looking for someone in a leadership role, this one, like leading others cluster, some of the things here, they will be relevant, like establishing focus. What means to establish focus? Definition: the ability to develop and communicate goals in support of the business mission. Sorry, so for a leader, this will be something essential. Then you see here some bullet points like acts to align on UNI's goals with the strategic direction of the business. Ensure that the unit understand how their work relates to the business mission. So you see, there are some things that people will be very happy to find in your CV and in the conversation that they will have with you. Providing motivational support. Definition, the ability to enhance others' commitment to their work. You know how important it is for a great leader to be able to motivate the people, because people, if they are motivated and they are sad and depressed, nothing is working. So you see in some bullet points, you will see some things like recognizes and rewards people for their achievements. Acknowledge and thanks people for their contributions. So these are some things that you can incorporate in your CV. I'm like, you don't need to go in details and to put 5 pages. It is about how you touch these points through the accomplishments, through the achievements that you will share in your CV, and then later on in the conversations that you'll have face to face. You see, fostering teamwork. And here you'll see, if you are a team member, you'll see behaviors for team members. If you are a leader and applying for a job, you will see behaviors for team leaders. So you'll have different, like there are a lot of competencies here by clusters. You have the cluster about communication. You have the cluster about self-management competencies. You have the one about the achieving results cluster. So you can go through this file and you identify and you say with a job description and you ask yourself, what are the things that these guys want to find in me? What kind of competencies? And you start to write them down. This is one file about competencies. Now, another file about competencies, it is this one. So that one is CV core competencies, and this one is typical competencies for certain professions. And it is not opening, unfortunately. But this one, it is something very, very similar. What I will do, I will just go now very fast, and I will send it because I want to show you this, so it will be something very clear for you. So I'll just send it now on my laptop, so you can see it. Anyway, I'll come back to this. The idea is that when you go through these files, it is about you taking notes of the things that you believe they will want to see in your CV and they will want to see in you when they will have the face-to-face interview and they will have a conversation. Okay, I just open the file here and I'll send it right now. Okay, because this will be something very helpful for you. Okay. Perfect. Okay, the files are here. Okay, so you can see in the typical competencies for certain positions. Let's say for managers, usually people expect to find things like this, like impact and influence. Demonstrates concern for personal impact. Weights effects of words and actions on others. So there are different things that people will be happy to find in a manager. Achievement orientations, measure results, things about measurements. find better ways of doing things. Then you go to teamwork and cooperation, analytical thinking, initiative, developing others, team leadership, and so on. So you see, there are some competencies that they will be applicable for the positions of managers. But then you have someone who is applying for a sales position. So he's a salespeople. Here, what you have some other competencies like impact and influence, achievement orientation, initiative, interpersonal understanding, customer service orientation, technical expertise, analytical thinking, relationship building. So you see, there are different competencies that people want to find in you if you are a salesperson. So this is very important for you to stay and to go through this exactly before, like after you identified your achievements and you are like, I'm really proud of all these kind of things. And after this, you put them here and you go back step number 4, okay, to activity number 4, where you put your accomplishments, the final ones that you are the most proud of. And then next to each one, in the other column, you see competencies demonstrated. And what will be important here? You put your achievement and then you think, okay, this thing that I've done in 2012 that led to an increase of 5%, what kind of competencies I demonstrated here? Teamwork, because I was not working alone. Results driven orientated, because I was measuring results and I was a goal orientated person here. Then a self initiative, because I took the initiative on doing this and this. Then managing conflict, because I had also some conflict at one point. Diplomacy, that came part of that thing. And very good communication skills, because you manage to communicate some things effectively, you know. So you have all these kind of things and you put them here, and then for each one of your achievements, accomplishments, you put the competencies. Why it is important to do this? Simple. You will know how to create your achievements in a really nice and strong way. And second, when you have the conversation face to face with a person, it will be essential for you in the story that you will present to make it as simple as possible, and without telling that person, I am a great team player, I am a good communicator, I am the smartest person on the planet. No, by your stories and by the words that you will say in the context, they will understand that you are a good team player. They will understand that that year when you did that thing, it was something that it was outside the box. They will see that you took initiative. So you have all these kind of things. Now it is about the time for preparation on how you will prepare your stories. Imagine that you have 2 candidates, no, not 2, 10 in a room, and each one of them will have half an hour interview. At the end of the day, someone who interviewed the candidates will take their CVs and will look at them. And 9 of them will have copy paste for their job description, and then they will go there and when they will talk about, let's say it is an example of question. Tell me an example where uh, what you will do when you will be in conflict with someone. And 9 of them will say something like, it is very good not to scream, not to do this, blah, 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 you know. So they will talk like from the books. And one of them will tell them, you know something, I can give you a really clear and nice example. In 2012, when I was working for this company, we had this project to do. And we started to work on it and etc. And a conflict happened there, So he will share the story. Who do you think the hiring manager will remember at the end of the day? The 9 guys who said things from the books and ideal situation and scenarios, what they would do, or the guy that will give a clear example and will be like, this is what happened in my life, this is how I reacted that time, and I managed the conflict. Of course, that guy who is talking in stories. So that's why it is very important for us to have some stories prepared. And here, when you talk about stories, the easiest way of preparing your story, it is the STAR framework. STAR. S come from situation. What was the situation? In 2012, I was working for this company and I was doing that. But is the action. And we had a project and we started to do A, B, C, D, okay? And these are the things that we were doing. And this is what it was happening. No, so it is S from situation, T from task. This was our task. And then you go to A for action and you start to talk about what happened there. And in the action, it is always nice to have also some drama, something that is happening, like it will create some suspense. Then you go to R, the result. What was the result? And R come also from reflection. And after we saw that and everything finished, we stayed and we reflected and we discovered that we can achieve this if we work in teamwork, or if everything is possible when we don't give up, or we realize that we were dealing with this every year 2 or 3 times, so we managed to create a strategy for the next 2 or 3 years in advance, etc. So situation, task, action, results, and reflection. Okay? All your stories should be in something like 2 to 4 minutes maximum. Ideally, if you some stories you'll be able to make them in 1 minute, in 3 minutes, in two. So it is the idea of putting your accomplishment, identifying the competencies that you want to highlight, and then creating a story for that accomplishment in a way that when you will talk to the person that it is having the chance to hire you, you'll always give examples from your real life. And why is this important? Because you have some things like behavioral questions. And here, when you go to behavioral questions, I have a file, like with something like 50 questions. Okay, so I see here someone is asking me to repeat the T. So it is the STAR framework with the way of how you can say a story. S come from situation. T comes from task. Then A comes from activity, action. So situation, task, action, results, and reflection. Okay, perfect. So you have some questions that you will receive, and let's say you go for a marketing executive position. What I will recommend you, just go on Google and search marketing executive, interview questions or behavioral interview questions. And then you start to see a lot of examples. If you go for a business analyst, just search on Google business analyst interview behavioral questions or interview questions. And it is a difference between the standard questions and behavioral questions. Behavioral questions are questions that are talking about your behavior. I mean, like from this is coming. It's about what you'll do in a certain situation. There are that type of questions like, tell me a situation when something like this would happen. What would you do if this would happen? Give me an example from your real life when you are dealing with something like this. And now here, the stories that you prepared, they are helping you to do some things. One, you are answering to the question and you are not stressed about answering to a question. I will tell you exactly how you can use the same story in different places. Then your story will show them that you are an achiever because to each story you related an achievement. 3, your story will show the competencies that they want to find in you. Okay? And 4, this will take all the stress away from you that I don't know what to answer. How many times you ask a question in an interview and then you started to think, yes, actually, yes, I can tell you about this. I'm going back in time and I'm giving an example. But what it is important is when you have the stories already prepared, maybe you will receive a question like this. Tell me a situation when you went the extra mile and you took initiative and you went the extra mile. Guess what? The story in 2012 when you had that project, for 3 months together with that team. It was a project where you did something that you walked the extra mile because you did this and that, and you will tell them exactly what you did. Maybe they will ask you another question. Give me an example of a situation when you enter in conflict with someone. Guess what? The project that you had in 2012, it was the project of 3 months when you had to do some things. And one of the guys that was on your team, it was someone who started the conflict. So then what you do, except the competencies that you had in mind initially, you insert another competency, which is managing conflict and diplomacy. Maybe they will ask you, tell me a situation when a project was going really bad. What have you done in that kind of situation? Guess what? The project in 2012 that was for 3 months, something really bad was happening there, and you managed together with the team to take everything out. So you see, the same story, you can take it and you can apply it to so many other things by showing the competencies that you demonstrate. So you can have 10 stories, 50 stories, 20 stories prepared, and then you have them in your small boxes in your mind. And during the interview, instead of focusing on finding the answer on the question that this person asked me, you will just think which story applies to the question that I received. This one. What kind of competencies I should demonstrate? This. Perfect. And then what you do, because you already prepared that and repeated so many times, you have the story, you know that story it will be like 2 or 3 minutes maximum. You share it, and instead of focusing on what to answer, you will focus on the most important thing: building rapport, creating a relationship with the person who will hire you. Why? Because people, they hire people that they like, that they believe they can trust, and that they understand their relevant idea. They understand what is the biggest need of the hiring manager. It's not about who is me, I am the smartest person, I know to do so many things. No, it's about what are your needs. Because when you are asking me a question, you are asking me based on some needs that you have in your mind already. So I want to be able to answer to your needs. So you see, the preparation of stories, it is coming with so many advantages. It's taking the stress away from you. It is highlighting the competencies. It is helping you to put your achievements in your CV. all these kind of things. So when you are face to face with a person who will interview you, what will be very important? To create the relationship with this person. And you arrive face to face with a person, and you will hear one question. Tell me something about yourself. And a lot of people, unfortunately, they start to say, I started in 2007 working for Zara, and after this I moved to this company and I worked for another 3 years, and after this I moved to this one, and after this to this one, I did this and this. They already know all these kind of things. That's why they called you there. I mean, like, if they have already that in their CV, tell them something that they don't know. Surprise them. For me, and this is the elevator speech. And here you'll find also some examples of elevator speeches in the files that I'm sharing with you. Some examples that they will tell you exactly how to prepare your elevator speech. You will have some questions here that can guide you, okay? And like this, you can stand, you can think, and you can create your personal elevator. For me, it's this one. My name is Adrian. I'm a coach, trainer, and public speaker with the John Maxwell team. I love to help people to have clarity in their life and to achieve their goals. I always like to do free training programs for personal development with people. I have one starting next Wednesday, a leadership training. And if you want to develop your leadership skills and you want to do something more for your life, the regular price is $150, but I will do it for free. I put together a group of 10 people, and it will be my pleasure to invite you, free of charge, to have 1 month of this experience. Is it something that you'd like to do? And you see, I'm like in 40 seconds, I told you who I am, what I do in my life, what I do for others, what I do in the future. I mean, like, I already shared something with the person that is inviting that person to do business with me. And I offer something for free. But doing business with someone, it is selling an idea, selling the time that that person will spend with you, the energy that that person will put in the relationship that will have you, you know. So we are always selling things around us. It's not necessarily about selling and buying something with money. But in your 40 seconds or 1 minute of having the tell me about yourself, it is essential to make that person to understand who you are, what you love to do, what you do for the organization you are part of, how you help people, and how you will be able to help them or to continue to help people around. And after this, you will see exactly where the discussion will go. So here it is about feeling the scene, feeling the moment, because a lot of guys, they go to interviews, and what they do, they go in the court, and the judge is staying there, and they will answer a lot of questions. The judge is there and asking questions, and they will answer. At the end, the person will ask them, do you have any questions for us? They'll be like, no. And then they go, and then they ask themselves, why nobody called me? It's not, you are not in the court, you don't go to the judge, you go to have a conversation with someone that might need your help. And it will be about you finding what are their needs. So when you can feel it, they might tell you from the beginning, we need someone that is good on this. And then you already have the blueprint, and you can answer to the stories. I can tell you something from my personal experience. In this year, in 2012, I had a project, 3 months, and this is what happened there, you know. These are the kind of things I do. How much something like this, it will be applicable in your organization, and something similar can help you. So this is one idea when that person says. Otherwise, it will be about you finding out what their needs. So a list of questions that you can ask the person would be essential. And you can ask questions like, what are the biggest needs that you have in your organization right now? What, if I will join this department, when I will join this department, what is the biggest need that your team is having there and how can I support them? I shared with you, that I know how to do this kind of things. And from what I understood, these kind of things that with you are applicable in your organization. Which one you believe is the most important one? So what is your dream? Where would you like to take this organization in the next 2, 3 years? What is your main focus right now? For the next year in 2020, what is your next focus? How can I help you in achieving that? So you see, it is about the questions that you ask in a way that you'll get some more information about their needs, and then with the stories that you answer, perfect, spot on, you answer to their needs. So it is about creating this conversation. And here the stories are helping you, because instead of thinking what shall I answer to the question, it is very simple for you. You already have the stories prepared. You take them from the box, and you will see that one story can apply to so many questions. It's just about placing it in the right question, and this you can focus on building relationship with the person that is face to face to you. So these are some very essential things. So search for questions. Google is full of questions. It is an amazing tool where you can find a lot of things for it when it is about questions. Then you have another one, another thing that people are scared, tell me one of your weaknesses. And here you will find also 2 files on guidance on how to answer to the tell me my weakness question. And you will see that here the most essential thing is to tell them something which is not relevant for them. Let's say you had a problem on being consistent in your thing. Let's say on wake you planned something to wake up at 6 o'clock, and you tried that for 3 weeks and you succeeded, but after this you realize that it was not something that you wanted to. It was not something natural that was coming to you to wake up at 6 o'clock from 8 o'clock that you're waking up before. So what you did, you started and you started to wake up 5 minutes earlier every 3 days, let's say. So after 3 days, you are waking up at 7:55, after this at 7:50, after this at 7:45, and so on. And after I don't know how much time, you arrive to the place where you are able to wake up at 6 o'clock. But this is one of your weaknesses, that when it is something like a very big change in your life, you will take it gradually. And like it will not be something that it will happen overnight. I don't know. But you say that if you know that that will not be a problem for the person who is hiring. Maybe you talk about organization, that before you was doing, I don't know, 5 tasks in the same time, that you became aware of that is not the most productive thing, and you started, and now you take all the tasks one by one, and you stay and prioritize them in the morning, and you have a folder with special things. So it's about finding a weakness that is not necessarily relevant. It will not affect your job when they will hire you in their organization. So like this, you can show them that you are aware of your weakness, and then you show them what you are doing right now, so you can improve that thing, and that one, it will not be something that will continue to affect you. Okay, so this is awareness and action. Are you aware of the weaknesses that you have? Perfect. Everyone has weaknesses. Now what you do about it? You improve it. You do something. Well done. We are proud of you. Okay. So these are like the most important things from the moment where you create your CV, cover letter, LinkedIn profile, you start to apply, you apply in a very, very organized way. You get in contact with people, you connect with them on LinkedIn and in a lot of other social channels. You ask the question, do you know someone I should know? Uh, you get in contact with people that can hire you directly by sending them inspirational things, by asking them for a coffee, for asking them for 30 minutes uh, because you are going through a transition in your life and you like to be inspired by someone who is already ahead of you and you have 5 questions to ask them or 3 questions, or you like to, there are so many ways of getting in touch with people. After this, it is about you starting to prepare step by step for the interview, preparing your stories, making sure that you are answering with everything that you have to the competencies that they want to see in you. After this, thinking at the weakness question and starting to prepare everything in a way that will go there and you will not be nervous. And I have one of the files is 20 ways of avoiding interview anxiety or something like this. You will find in the transfer where I will have all the files for you. There are around 50 files, if I'm not wrong, with so many things. You can see how to negotiate your salary. You can see things about body language, about your voice, so many things. I do all this for you for free. So you'll find them there. So once you go through all these kind of things, then you'll be unstoppable. It will be about you being interviewed, connecting with the other person, making sure that you'll find out their needs and you'll answer to their needs. And after this, ask them questions. When they will ask you, do you have any questions? Yes, ask them questions. What were the biggest challenges at this organization in the last 3 years? And where do you see it in the next three? Uh, what are the biggest, like when you'll come here and you will join the team, what is the most important thing that you'd like me to focus? Who will be my direct leader, and what are his expectation, or what is his leadership style? There are different things. Can you give me some examples of people starting the organization and where they are and after how many years, so I can have a clear understanding about what is the growth of the people in your organization. So there are things that will make the person that interviews you to say that he knows or she knows what they want. It's not just a puppet, who came here for the interview. Okay, so these are some very, very essential and important things. And after this, ask for the job at the end. Tell them, I'm like, if you really like the things, be open with them and tell them, okay, I'm open. I really like, and I like the conversation that we had today and the interaction and everything, and I truly believe that from what I see, this will be a great place for me to work. I want to tell you that I'm eager to learn and to develop some things that I don't know yet. And I will be grateful to have the chance of coming here and to be part of your organization and to help you to achieve your dream. So can you please let me know what would be the next steps in this process and what I should expect to happen? And like this, that person will tell you, okay, you will have an answer in 1 week, we'll see some more candidates and so on. After you find out all these kind of things and you go, send a thank you message or a thank you mail, connect with that person on LinkedIn. You can say, it was a pleasure seeing you yesterday. Thank you very much for the opportunity. You inspired me, and I can see myself being part of your organization and helping you to achieve your dream. If it's anything that I can do in the meantime, please let me know. And ask also, try to find out, when will be the next moment you will get in touch with them. And like they will give an answer by when. Or if they don't give you an answer in 1 week, is it okay to call you? Is it okay to send you a mail? And to have a follow-up. So like this, you have some clear steps, idea about what is going to happen next. Okay? So I hope all these kind of things are helping you, and they, they, I know that job search is not an easy way, easy thing. It can take months, and it is very stressful. So I shared everything that I learned in the 2 months of deep studies and doing a lot of courses, many courses. Like me, I've gone very deep on this. I say with many HRs, and I created so many CVs and cover letters, and I helped so many people. And like just this week, I had conversation with 3 people. One of them is going for a CEO interview next week. Another one, she's going in a banking for private banking here in Dubai in the banking sector. Okay, so I do this kind of things all the time. I share with you everything that I know. Now it is about you taking action, and it is about you creating a plan for this. If you need more help than this, I will leave I will post this in many places. You know, if you see it on YouTube, just go down and you'll find also my email address and my phone number. So you can message me on WhatsApp, you can give me a call, you can send me a mail, you can leave a comment here. If you see on Facebook, the same, get in contact with me and it will be my pleasure. If you want me to guide you through the process from A to Z and to help you also with your CV, cover, LinkedIn profile, and all these things, it will be my pleasure to do this. So get in contact with me, and like this, you know, we can meet for 6 sessions. We can meet for as much time as you need in a way that I will help you to have the clarity to identify your competencies, to identify the needs of the person that will have the chance to hire you, and so on. Okay, so I'm happy to help. I'm doing this every single day for other people, but I said some people they don't afford at the moment to hire a professional coach to help them in this transition. So I want to give you things. I want to give you things for free. So you'll be able to take them and to use them and to come closer to your goal. So I hope everything that I share with you in this 1.5 hours helped you. And I wish you good luck in your transition, in your job search. And I will do another session that will be the second part about what you do in your first day at work, how you will, what are the things that you can do in the first 90 days in your 3 months of probation period to make sure that you will succeed, you will pass the probation period successful, and that you will be already on the pipeline for the next promotion. So in 1 year since you joined the company, you will already have a raise, increase in salary, and you will be promoted. Okay, so good luck with everything, and please let me know everything I can help. It is always my pleasure to do that. Have a great day. Bye bye.